At the heart of the Milky Way lies something both mysterious and terrifying: Sagittarius A. This is a supermassive black hole with the mass of over 4 million suns. Now, before you panic, no, it's not going to suck us in. But its gravity does shape the movement of stars and other objects around the galaxy. Black holes are some of the most bizarre things in the universe. Basically, they're regions where gravity is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape. Imagine a place so vast, so full of mystery, that even light takes 100,000 years just to cross it. Now, what if I told you this place is our home? Welcome to the Milky Way, a cosmic city where stars, planets, and who knows what else all orbit a massive black hole. Stick around, because we're taking you on a journey like no other. All right, so here's the thing. The Milky Way isn't just a random group of stars, it's a massive spiral galaxy, home to billions of stars and countless solar systems. And yes, that includes us. But how much do we really know about it? Today we're going on a tour around our galaxy to explore some of its coolest, strangest, and most mind-boggling mysteries. Buckle up, because space is about to get a whole lot more interesting. Before we dive into our galactic road trip, there's one big challenge: the Milky Way is massive, and it's incredibly hard to get a good view of it. We can't exactly hop in a spaceship and take a snapshot from the outside. In fact, because we're inside the galaxy, it's like trying to photograph the entire Earth from your backyard. You just can't see the whole thing at once. So scientists have had to piece it together bit by bit, using everything from telescopes that detect invisible light to cosmic radiation. And, let's be real, the more we learn, the weirder things get. The structure of the Milky Way. First things first, let's talk about the shape of the Milky Way. It's a barred spiral galaxy, which means it's got a flat disk with long, curving arms and a bright center that looks like a bar. You can picture it kind of like a frisbee with some swirling patterns. These spiral arms are packed with stars, dust, gas, and other cosmic goodies. But what's really wild is that scientists think the Milky Way's spiral arms are like highways for star formation. New stars are constantly being born there. Our Sun. It's chilling in one of these arms, known as the Orion Arm, about 26,000 light-years away from the galaxy's center. And here's a fun fact: the whole Milky Way is spinning. The stars, including our Sun, are zooming around the center of the galaxy at around 828,000 kilometers per hour. Yeah, we're moving fast, but since everything is so far apart, we don't feel it. What's in the center? Scientists believe most large galaxies, not just ours, have these monster black holes at their centers. And although we can't see Sagittarius A directly because, well, it doesn't emit light, we can observe the way stars move around it, zipping at speeds that make it clear there's something massive lurking in the middle. Dark matter and the galactic halo. Here's where things get even weirder. About 90% of the Milky Way's mass is something we can't see: dark matter. Scientists aren't totally sure what dark matter is, but they know it's there because of how it affects the motion of stars and galaxies. Basically, the way things move in the Milky Way doesn't make sense unless there's a lot of extra mass we can't detect. Dark matter forms a halo around the galaxy, and it's one of the biggest mysteries in modern astronomy. Think about that for a second. Most of our galaxy is made up of something invisible that we don't fully understand yet. It's like living in a house where 90% of the furniture is invisible and you're constantly bumping into things. Weird, right? Galactic cannibalism. The Milky Way has a dark past, literally. Galaxies aren't just peaceful islands of stars, they grow by eating smaller galaxies. Over billions of years, the Milky Way has been involved in multiple galactic cannibalism events, where it's absorbed smaller galaxies that got too close. One of the best-known victims, the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy, which is currently in the process of being torn apart and devoured by the Milky Way's gravity. These mergers aren't exactly peaceful. When galaxies collide, stars don't usually smash into each other, but the intense gravitational forces can rip them apart, change their orbits, and trigger bursts of star formation. So when you look up at the night sky, some of the stars you see could be the remnants of other galaxies swallowed up by the Milky Way long ago. The future of the Milky Way. Speaking of collisions, the Milky Way is on a collision course with the Andromeda galaxy, which is our closest galactic neighbor. And by close, I mean it's 2.5 million light-years away, so we've got some time before things get messy. In about 4.5 billion years, these two galaxies will collide and merge into a new, much larger galaxy. Scientists think this cosmic tango will look spectacular, with stars from both galaxies being thrown into new orbits and new stars being born from all the gas clouds crashing together. But don't worry, Earth, if it's still around by then, probably won't be destroyed in the process. The distances between individual stars are so vast that it's unlikely any will actually collide, even during a galactic smash-up. Instead, our night sky will look completely different, with Andromeda slowly getting bigger until it fills the sky, star clusters and nebulae. Now, let's zoom in on some of the most fascinating places within the Milky Way star clusters and nebulae. Star clusters are groups of stars that are all born from the same giant cloud of gas and dust. There are two types: open clusters, which are young and loosely bound, and globular clusters, which are old, dense, and packed with stars. These clusters give us clues about the history and evolution of the galaxy. And then there are nebulae, massive clouds of gas and dust that are either the birthplaces or the graveyards of stars. Take the Orion Nebula, for example. It's a huge star-forming region about 1,344 light-years away. New stars are being born there right now, and it's one of the brightest nebulae we can see from Earth. Nebulae like this are where stars like our Sun come from, formed by the gravitational collapse of gas and dust. Over millions of years, these clouds will clump together, heat up, and eventually ignite nuclear fusion, turning into stars. All right, so we've talked about the birth of stars, the dark mysteries of black holes, and even future galactic collisions. But here's the big takeaway: the Milky Way isn't just some distant, untouchable part of the universe. It's our home. We are quite literally made of star-stuff atoms that were formed in ancient stars, possibly from long-gone galaxies that the Milky Way absorbed. Everything we are, everything we see, came from the cosmos. It's crazy to think that the same galaxy that's been munching on smaller galaxies for billions of years is the one that birthed our solar system. And while the universe might seem cold, dark, and endless, our galaxy is a place full of life, change, and endless mysteries waiting to be unraveled. So, what have we learned from our journey around the Milky Way? We've seen how the galaxy is a swirling spiral of stars, dust, and gas, held together by invisible dark matter and dominated by a massive black hole at its center. We've explored how the Milky Way has grown by merging with other galaxies, and how it continues to evolve with each passing moment. And most importantly, we've gotten a glimpse into the future of our galaxy as it prepares for its next big collision with Andromeda. But even with everything we know, the Milky Way still holds countless secrets. From the mysterious dark matter that shapes its structure to the unknown planets and stars that are still waiting to be discovered, there's always more to learn. Want to explore more of the universe with us? Make sure to hit subscribe or check out our next video on the wonders of black holes.